Morning. So, this morning was a dub. I've been catching dubs lately. And then I'll log off, and that's the move. That's my newest thing. Whenever you catch a dub, get off your computer. Who gives a shit what happens? Each day is a new day with new charts and indicators and stuff like that. So if you catch a dub, dude, and just get off. So lately, it's been a downward trend. This is the past. This is the past month. Just all downwards, mate. And I got my levels of support marked out. And this morning, or I should say, like the past week, it looks like it's been sort of trying to turn around, but it just isn't. It's not hitting. So this morning, though, I noticed a bit of an upward trend. So that kind of told me that it might be an upward trend today, or things might be reversing a little bit potentially. So yeah, prior high, prior high, prior high. Not really, just kind of floating around. Boom, prior high, boom, prior high. So this morning I was like, bet if it smashes through this prior high as it did right here, then that might be a buy. But the problem that I ran into was, let's get big here. The problem that I ran into was when it smashed through this prior high, it was already up like roughly 20 points, which is a pretty fucking crazy move. So I didn't want to buy in after it already shot up like that. So I was expecting it to bounce downward off of this European high, which is the blue line, because people are going to take profits after 20 points of fucking righteousness. And so this red bar started happening, and I was like, okay. But I didn't, since it was such a strong move, I thought that maybe it just might go down a little bit. But it ended up going down a lot, or not a lot, but more than I would have liked. So I entered at 5,589, and I almost stopped out. I've been setting my stop losses a little higher because trades normally work for me, or they work a lot more, I should say, when I when I set my stop losses a little wider, I guess. And I need to get better at that. That's my bad. Like, I need to get better at my entries and knowing exactly when to enter and stuff like that. Because if I would have entered like here, I definitely wouldn't have stopped out. But I entered at 89, 5,589, and yeah, I almost lost 60 bucks or whatever. Another thing that I should point out, the pros might have been able to catch this kind of a move, which it's kind of a double whammy here because it's bouncing off of the middle of the VWAP, which happens a lot, and it bounced off of this level of support. And it protruded through the upper side of the VWAP and the 200 EMA. So it's like, I could have saw that and been like, oh shit, maybe buy in right here because it's just smash, smash, smash. Anyway, so I bought in here. I didn't stop out. I wanted to sell right here because that's 10 points if I would have sold on this bar or the top of this bar. But I'm trying to practice riding out the trend. Like, as you can see, if I would have waited, as you can see, I sold here, right? So it went down. Luckily, the trend continued, and I ended up selling here for a 13-point gain. Ignore this. Is it 13 points? 14 points. So this has been better than what I'm used to. I'm like a 10-point fella, like an 8 to 10-point fella, but I've had several days this week where I've gotten like 12 points, 14, 13. Anyway, so I sold here, but if I even waited longer and continued to ride out the trend, then it would have been potentially like an 18-point gain. And that's just, dude, that just, that'll make you come. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing that would have told me to hold out that long. Like I sold here and that's good. Um, I guess I could have looked at this trend line here, which would be the 15 period weighted moving average. So like right here is crashing through that weighted moving average, and we'll see what happens. But I could have waited for that to happen, but then perhaps I would have sold out like right here. So I don't know. You gotta figure it out yourself at the end of the day. But that is what happened this morning, and the why behind it, and stuff like that. Um, I think that's it. Yeah. So yeah, and then hopefully hopefully the market turns around. So far I've in my investment account, I think I'm down like 6 grand. Unfortunately, I got caught up in AMC and I have shares of that, but I didn't realize that I bought the shares. So I'm just kind of in a spot with that one and AMC. I mean, it's just like, who even knows? I don't know, but I'm just hoping that one day I'll win the lottery with that one, or at least get even, which is going to be tough, and I'll probably have to wait for a really fucking long time. But yeah, hopefully, what I'm saying is hopefully we get some of this bull trend, this bullshit. Um, okay, peace.